Compositions of functions. So this worksheet is 2 days. The first day we do basic composition with numbers, and the second day we use letters. So today, just as a brief reminder, remember if you want to find g of -4, you look up here, oh look, there's g, and I simply plug -4 in to the problem. So that would be -5. If I want to find f of -5, I plug -5 into the problem, making sure you put parentheses, okay, when you square. So that's 25, so this is actually 23. G of 3, 2 times 3 plus 3, so that's 9. And f of 9 is 9 squared minus 2, so that would be 79. So just as a reminder, when you have this is f of 9, you take the 9 and you plug it in to the f. Alright, compositions of functions can be written two different ways. We actually are taking g of x and plugging it into f of x, so the whole thing. Now it's written this way and this way. Either way is can be given to you, but they're both said the same way, f of g of x. Every time you see this parentheses here, you say of, and that's it. The basic idea is plugging it in, just like we did on the other ones. So it's simply just two plug and chugs, is what I like to say. So you always start closest to the number. So what letter is closest to the number? Well, that's G. So you start G4. So 10 times 4, there's G of 4. I'm simply plugging in 4 into G, and that gives me 4. Oh, here it is. And that gives me 40. So when I get 40, I have done this part already. So now I'm finding f of 40. So this is now the 40 part. F of 40, 2 times 40 plus 3, so that would be 83. So that's how you do it. So for example, I want to find g of f of 4. So look at the number. There's 4. What's closest to 4? F. So I'm going to start with f and plug 4 in for it. So I plug in 4, and whatever answer I get, I plug into the other one. So that would be 11. And then whatever answer I get, we just did this one, so we're left with just have to use the g. And g of 11 would be 10 times 11, which is 110. So this one, why don't you try this one and tell me what you got. So g of -2. So we're going to start with the g because it's closest to the -2. And I do 10 times -2, and I get -20. I take what answer I get, and I plug it into the other one. So I just did this one, now I have to do f. f of -20 is 2 times -20 plus 3. So that's -40 plus 3, -37. All right, try these, and then I'm going to just quickly go over them. So we do g of 2. So that's 2 squared. Take my answer and plug it into f. Number 2, find f of 10. So the functions change all the time. These functions don't really mean anything. You simply have to, each problem is different. So now I'm doing g of 15. So 15 squared, 225. Okay, f of 7. First you find out what 7 is. So f of 7 is 7 plus 5, and that's 12. So I just did this one, now I have to do this one. Yeah, it's the same one, but whatever, it's the same one. Okay, so the second answer is always your answer. So g of 3, that is 3 squared, or 9. I just did this one, now I need this one. So g of 9 is 9 squared, or 81. And finally, just the other notation so you just know how to use it. This is f of g of 2. You simply start at the same place. This is 2. G is the closest to it, so we do g first. Okay, so g of 2. In this case, g of x is just x plus 2, so it's 2 plus 2, or 4. I did this one, now I have f left. F of 4 is 20. So there you go. That's it. Last one, just to close it out here. H of 3, so we start what's closest to the number. The closest to the number is h. H of 3, just plug in 3 into the x spot. That's 10. And then we did this one, so now we have this one. 10 plus 2 is 12. Have a good day. All right, for these, you have to plug in the entire function. So notice it's x, or it's a letter, and it's not a number. So I have to take this whole g of x and plug it in into f of x. So it's really just g of x is on the inside, and that's 3x. So I'm just going to put 3x right there. Gx was here, now 3x is there. They are equal, they're the same thing, so that's it. So we just plug in everywhere we see an x here, we plug in a 3x. So this is 6x minus 1. All right, let's try it again. All right, so g of f of x, so the one that's on the inside, that's the one you rewrite. So f of x is x squared minus 1. So I'm going to keep the g and write the f of x in this spot. All right, and then with g, this is the letter I'm at now. With g, everywhere there's an x, I'm just going to put a parenthesis and plug in that. So it's just like plugging in a 2. You're just plugging in a whole function. And then you just do the math. Distribute that 2. So it's 2x squared minus 2, and then minus 5. And then combine these like terms, and that's it. And then the last one, f of x. The inside one you just replace. So f of x is 2x minus 5. So I'm plugging in 2x minus 5 everywhere there's an x. So 2x minus 5 gets plugged in. This is actually less work than the ones we did yesterday. However, slightly more confusing. Okay, so that's it. Have a nice day.